Hello and welcome to Sestra-Tainment. I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today in regards to everything entertainment.
Sorry, I had to yawn. I couldn't get it out in time.
I was like, what was that?
I couldn't get it out
Oh
in time.
my gosh. Alrighty. So,
Yeah,
based
it's
on
late.
that, let me first start off by saying that this is our 99th episode.
Way! Bow, 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 bow.
Hey, so so we have had 99 episodes.
Okay.
Next week we'll have to figure out how we commemorate 100.
Yeah.
But yeah, to bring in the new year even.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like the new year, the very first episode of the new year will be our 100th episode.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
That is.
So yeah, so we had some stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah, look at us.
And we have grown. And we have done some adventures and shared some information and, So, if I had thought about it, maybe we'll talk about it next week, like what has been like your top thing that you've talked about. That's what we'll have. Maybe a quick conversation about that for next week of all the things that we talked about.
We could do that, like a wrap up. We
could do of all the shows that we've talked about, of things that we've talked about, what were the things that stood out to us the most over the past 100 shows? We could just do a little segment on that. And then go on to some other things. But yeah, so I couldn't let the time go by without commemorating the 99th.
Look at us.
Would
you look at us?
Look at us? We're grown up. But anywho, so on that note, I am going to start because, it's the holidays. Mm-hmm. And therefore, I felt like, you know what? We haven't talked about one Christmas movie, themed anything, nothing.
No.
So based on that, I know, right? I feel like that Grinch that they always have on TikTok that is just like,
Well, first of all, it's
kids.
been in the 60s.
Well, I mean, whatevs.
I'm just saying, it's not a winter wonderland or nothing like that. You're not walking in a winter wonderland. You're walking and you might have on some shorts and some Crocs.
Well, or you have pouring down rain. One or the other. Yeah, because I think there's huge
walking
rain.
in my shorts and my Crocs. Sorry.
No, definitely not. But I will say that, we've had some rain on the East Coast, but there's also been a lot of torrential rain on the West Coast. Yeah. And so, I think that that's the biggest thing right now is rain. So based on that, I wanted to just kick off something about basically Christmas and talk about a movie on Netflix called Best Period, Christmas Period, Ever! ! So Best Christmas Ever. It is a movie that is on Netflix that stars Brandy Norwood, who is the singer Brandy that most of you would know if you didn't know her last name was Norwood. It also has Heather Graham in it. Brandy plays Jackie Jennings and Heather Graham plays Charlotte Sanders. You have Jason Biggs in it who plays Rob Sanders, which is Heather Graham's husband. And then you have Matt Sandino, who plays Valentino, who plays Brandy's husband / Jackie's husband. So those are the four main characters. They do have kids. The kids are really cute too. So you have Wyatt Hunt, who plays Grant, Abby Vissamil, who plays Dora, and Madison Sky Videllum, who plays Beatrix. And so basically, it's a cute premise to this movie. I actually watched it as I talk about the next segment, which would be Vegas. But anyway, heading to Vegas for somebody's birthday.
You know what? I forgot all about mentioning this.
About Vegas?
Yeah, I don't know why. I wasn't thinking about talking about it.
Yeah, why not? We talked about Mexico.
Oh.
We should talk about Vegas.
Oh.
So anyway, that's going to be a topic. So, but for the movie on the plane ride there, which again was interesting, we will talk through that. But in regards to the plane ride, the movie that I downloaded to watch on my Kindle or Fire, whatever the Amazon pad is, I don't even know the name of it. But anyway, I ended up watching this movie and it was really good. So it is A Christmas about Jackie. So Brandy's character Jackie sends out beautiful holiday cards and actually more like a newsletter every single year to all of the people in her network. And it's like, this is what's going on in our family and this is what wonderful things we're doing. And oh, my daughter, she's the youngest person ever accepted into Harvard. And then my husband, he's like a karate king and he's teaching this and he has these belts. And then
my dad drives an Austin Martin.
Yeah. And your family is friends with the Chopins, you know. And so therefore it's like, and then she sold her company that she built up from scratch for millions and billions of dollars or something crazy. So it's like all these wonderful things that are happening in her life. With her family, she talks about her son too, and how, you know, there's people in Africa who have water because of her son and all this kind of stuff.
God.
So it's like amazing things that are happening. So in regards to that, Heather Graham's character, Charlotte, is like, yeah, right. There is no way her family does all of these amazing things and all this stuff is happening. She's just BSing everybody. Like, this is not true. And so she says in front of her family, like, gosh, you know, I would just love to roll up to her house one day and just see the fakeness in action. You know what I mean? Like, just see it for myself and know that this is not all that it's cracked up to be, right? So,
but I get that because, you know, on social media, people are fake all the time.
Fake all the time. So what ends up happening is that she's going for Christmas Eve to her sister's, and they're riding along, heading to her sister's house. And, you know, she's driving some, her husband's driving some, the kids are in the back. She is a boy and a girl. And so all of a sudden, I think they stop somewhere or something like that, get gas, run in, get something, you know, snacks, whatever. And then they're driving. And all of a sudden they show up at this amazingly beautiful house. And she's like, I don't remember. I know my sister bought a new house, but this is nice. Like, this is like a mansion. What does she got? Like 10,000 square feet? Like, what in the world? So she pulls up, gets out the car, her and her husband, they ring the doorbell, and who answers the door? But Brandy's character. Yeah. So Jackie answers the door. And so she's like, Jackie? Charlotte? Like, oh my God, they were best friends in high school.
Oh, okay.
And so therefore it's like, girl, I haven't seen you. I always tell people in the newsletter, swing by, let's spend the holidays together. And nobody ever takes me up on it. So I'm so glad you're here. And she's like, actually, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be at my sister's. Yeah. And so the son comes up and is like, surprise. Like, basically while y'all were doing gas or whatever, I put Jackie's address from the postcard or from in the GPS. And since they're in the same like vicinity, they didn't realize that they were heading to the wrong house. Okay. And so based on that, you know, she's like, no, we're not going to stay. Like, are you crazy? No, we're going to go, but this is great. And like, she's starting to put together like, oh, she has this beautiful house. Her daughter comes out and the daughter is extremely smart. And she's like, oh boy, okay. Then the husband, Valentino, who used to be on one of the soap operas, like he's really cute.
See, I was looking at him and I thought I had seen him.
He used to be on like Days of Our Lives.
But see, then I looked again and I was like, I don't think that's the same guy.
It is the same guy.
It is the same guy?
It is the same guy.
Yeah. Look him up and see
I can't remember what his name was on there. I might have to look that up on his IMDb. But anyway, so yeah, so he was, so he's there and he's like a Latin lover, you know, and all of that kind of stuff. And they can't keep their hands off of each other and all that. And she's just like, okay. So anyway, what ends up happening is she's like, okay, well, it's too late tonight for you all to go anywhere. It is after midnight. Your sister is probably long in the bed. So let's go ahead and have you. Oh, did you find him?
Yeah, that is. I think that is him.
I told you it's him. Yeah, I know it's him.
He just.
What was his name on there? Does it say what his name was?
He's older. Oh, I'm still trying to find what he was in.
Yeah, he was on Days of Our Lives, I feel like.
Older and skinnier, maybe.
Brandon. His name was Brandon on Days of Our Lives.
Sammy.
He was with Sammy at one point.
Lucas. Everybody's been with Sammy.
Lucas.
Sammy is like Sammy a doorknob. Everybody gets turned, boy.
No, we are not going to disparage Sammy. Sammy
had her
fictional
person on Days of Our Lives.
Sammy had her issues. We are not changing the subject here. Okay. All right, getting back to Husa.
Sorry.
Okay, so anywho, what ends up happening is that, so basically Jackie says, Charlotte, you and your family just stay here. Now, mind you, what also comes out during all of this is that Jackie actually used to date Charlotte's husband before they got together. So like kind of date being a band together. Like they were like they like first love, you know, middle school, you know, something like that.
And Charlotte's Brandy, right?
No, Charlotte is Heather.
The husband is Jason Biggs.
Yep, Jason Biggs is with Heather, and that's Charlotte.
So Brandy used to be with him.
Yeah, Brandy used to be with him. So when they're, you know, talking and stuff, you know, and they're like catching up and, oh my God, do you still play? You know, because we used to be in the band together and da-da-da-da-dee and da-da-da. And then Charlotte's just looking like, oh, now you're trying to impose on my husband, you know? So it's like all this stuff.
She's a hater.
So anyway, what ends up happening is Brandy says, look, it's after midnight. Just come in the house. Y'all stay tonight. And then we'll get on the road. And Charlotte was totally against it. Mm-hmm. But then what ends up happening is that the kids and everybody's like, oh, I'm tired. I got to go to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. So she was like, okay, they go inside. Lo and behold, a blizzard comes through.
Oh, so now they have to stay longer.
So the next morning when she wants to she wants to go to her sister's for Christmas. We're snowed in. Which Brandy and her husband have made this fabulous breakfast. Everything that the kids want is already on the table. Oh, the son thinks he's a superhero. So guess what the pancakes are shaped like? A superhero. You know, like all this little stuff. Like everything is perfect. And Charlotte makes it her... Like she just has it in her cross. She has made it her mission that she is going to dismantle this family. Why? Because she can't believe, and that's what Jason Biggs says to her. Her husband is like, okay, so let me get this straight. Because our life isn't perfect, then nobody's life can be perfect. Exactly. Is that what you're saying?
That's what it sounds like.
They have a great love affair. We don't. So is that what you're trying to say? You know, they have the perfect marriage with the perfect kids and we don't. So is that where
is this competition?
Is this why you're trying to break it all down and kind of, you know, scenario? So what ends up happening is that basically the whole movie is about Charlotte trying to go through the house, go through drawers, get keys, lock doors, go to the attic, do this, do that. Like everything she could possibly do to figure out, is this real or not? And of course I won't spoil anything.
She's gonna snoop.
She's snooping. And she snoops to the point that she destroys like precious heirlooms. Like she
got to go.
No. And that's the thing, because she's just like, oh, like her husband's mortified. Her kids are mortified. Brandy and Brandy's husband are just like, do you know how cherished this is with our family? Why are you even in this room? You know what I mean? Like those kind of things. And so, but it just keeps going, because
that's why you don't invite everybody to stay to your house.
Exactly. Because
they're gonna start going through your things, and the next thing you know, they're gonna break some family heirloom.
Exactly. And so she finds out some things, but at the same time, she's realizing that, you know what, I need to let this go. Like, you know what I mean? Like she realizes she needs to let it go, but then does she? That's the question. Like, can she? She realizes, I'm insane. Like, I have destroyed like an heirloom. I have done this. Yeah. I have stumbled upon that. But yet it's like, is it making me feel any better?
No, it's not.
You know what I mean?
It's making you look like an AWS.
Right. And then all the while there's this big holiday festival that's going on, and her husband is the director of the Christmas play. And so there's that element to it. And then Brandy and her husband are singing together and caroling, and, you know, so then she's got that element to it. So it's a lot of different nuances. To me, I personally felt it was a very cute movie. Okay. I kind of enjoyed it. And it had some twists and turns in there that, I mean, of course, things aren't realistic, because, I mean, it's a Netflix movie, but it's like a Hallmark movie, you know, so anything like a Lifetime Hallmark movie, it's not going to be realistic. But I would say that it did hold my attention, and I enjoyed it. So if you'd like, you can watch Best Christmas Ever. And it, again, is on Netflix. It's like, I don't know, an hour and some
Probably
change.
An hour and a half.
Yeah, I think, about an hour and a half. And I just thought it was a nice, cute movie if you want to kind of continue the holidays and watch something that, you know, is like a nice family-oriented movie that is, that's cute. It had like one scene that wasn't as family-oriented, but for the most part, it was good. So, yeah, I know you don't like Christmas songs, and I don't know if you've ever watched a Christmas movie.
I've watched Christmas movies, but I'm like...
Okay, well,
that stuff don't happen in real life. This is not Hallmark.
Okay.
This ain't Lifetime.
All right, sis.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have?
All right, so I have some whack movies that I watch that I always like don't want to really talk about, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about them. Okay. Mean Girls 2.
Okay.
Whack. Whack. Like, it seems like nobody from the originals was like really part of this second one, so I don't even.
So no Lindsay Lohan.
I mean like Tina Fey or.
Oh, you mean like writing it?
In directors, but I think they
But
were.
I think she was.
They were.
Yeah.
Like her and Elizabeth Banks, but they were. But it was just. I don't know.
They tried too hard.
I think it was because it was production quality that went to streaming and not production quality that went to box office.
Okay.
So I think they had a smaller budget. It was like, yeah, we can go ahead and do it. But it wasn't really that good. I didn't think it was that good. I don't even remember the end of it. I don't even remember. It was whack. That's what I'm saying. It was like.
So it was just about Mean Girls grown up, or was it like another layer of Mean Girls?
It was a whole brand new Mean Girl thing. So it was a whole brand new high school kids.
Oh, see, I was thinking, and I mean, I never watched the first one, so that might
they
be
would have done
blasphemy.
the second one, like they did the Walmart commercial. Remember I told you about the Walmart commercial?
No.
Remember I showed you?
I don't remember. What was it?
It was the Walmart commercial with everybody in there.
Oh.
All the Mean Girls were on it.
Oh, okay.
And,
yeah.
They were like, all their kids were there, and one of them's kid was like, "Mom, get out of my room." She was like, "Anything for you, precious. I love you, darling."
So, but yeah, that would have been cute if it was like the older Mean Girls or the moms. Well,
it should have been Mean Girls, and then they have sons. And then call it Bad Boys.
Well, you couldn't call it Bad Boys because there already is a Bad Boys, but. You know, but something like that. Yeah, that would have been good.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Or Mean Boys.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Jerk Boys or something. I don't know. Something.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mix it up.
All right, you heard it here first. There's a lot of here firsts.
I know. That's something that we have done a lot of.
We need to go ahead and do a here first for our recap.
That means I'm remember everything. I know, because we'd have to listen to remember all the amazing ideas.
Never mind. That's a horrible idea.
We're not doing that.
But here first, that's what they should have done. Anyway, Mean Girls 2, whack.
Okay.
The Family Plan, the new one with Marky Mark.
Oh yeah, I was gonna watch that. Mark Wahlberg.
It is cute, but it is very much like it's a cute family-ish movie.
Okay.
But it is also.
But he's murdering people, right? Like he shoots people. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's. Yeah,
So you can watch that's why
teenagers.
It's family-ish. Okay, not your 7-year-old or anything.
No, I don't watch it with your 7-year-old. But it keeps giving like this. He keeps playing the same person over and over again. So that's what made it whack. He played what's the guy's name?
But isn't he like a single-threaded actor? Like, does he really like take you to another place? Like. Daniel Day-Lewis?
I mean, in Four Brothers, he was totally different than he was in whatchamacallit. But I'm just saying, like, he has movies where he can be a bad guy. Like, even in The Departed, he was the greatest police officer in Departed.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But, he just keeps playing the same person where he's a lovable husband who just wants to do right by his family.
Oh, yeah.
So he keeps playing that same role. So this is kind of
in real life, he's a lovable husband who wants to do right by his family.
I get that. Only this one, he's a murderer. Well, he's not a murderer, but he's a hitman.
A lovable
or
husband
like
who's a hitman and a murderer.
Hits a lot into that, but the things that happen, I'm like, why would you even do that? That's dumb.
Should I watch it?
No.
I mean,
you can watch it to be entertained, but don't like it. To me, it was a lot of things like I wouldn't have even thought about doing that. Why would
it's not realistic
at all?
Okay.
There you go. It's not realistic.
Not realistic. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing real about it.
Okay.
He is fighting in a supermarket with a baby Bjorn and the baby in it. And he's throwing cans and everything, stopping knives with diapers in front of the baby's face. Poor little Maxie.
Goodness.
So, yeah, that's that. And then another one. I love Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
That's my bitch, okay? That's my homie. She don't know it, but I know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Genie, we could have done without.
Who's
it was
Genie?
Cute. It's a movie.
Oh, Genie is the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd never even heard of this.
Genie, Genie, I believe it's on Peacock. I think
she's a genie in a bottle.
She is a genie, but she's not like a regular genie. So Yeah, she's not like a 3 wishes genie. She is like, I can grant you your wishes, blah 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 blah. But it doesn't have to be like 3 wishes. And
Oh, it could be as many as you want.
so it was like a whole different thing. It's not like Aladdin type thing.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So, but I mean, it's a very cute, heartfelt movie. I love it. It's the same thing that happens on all the movies that have genies in it. But I will say that it was not that funny. It was not that good.
Melissa.
But the thing, I mean, it was like,
It was average.
wait, was that a holiday movie? I can't remember. Was it Christmas in there? I think it was Christmas.
Oh gosh, not like Die Hard. Is it a Christmas movie or not?
No. I mean, like, I can't remember if it was Christmas things in the movie or not, because I remember them being outside and stuff like that. I can't remember.
Oh well.
It was a while ago when I watched it. I watched it when it first came out. Okay. But yeah, that's whack. Beautiful Disaster. It's a chick flick.
Never heard of that.
The girl
one.
falls in love with the boy who is the UFC MMA fighter. So she shows up with her friend at this cage match, and she's just like, okay, I'm getting ready to leave. What? Bump into the guy, meet cute. Okay, whatever. How you go from there to a bet that says, if I win this and the dude does not hit me, you have to live with me for 3 months. What? Who does this?
So you met a girl and you told her, if I can get out of this fight
Well, I mean,
without...
it was like, I don't know, 2 fights later.
Yeah, but if I can get out of this fight without him hitting me, then we have to live together.
Yeah, and then she said, well, if you do get hit, she said, even if it's once, then you have to go without sex for 1 month. Wow, like, okay. Her dorm room was above his dorm room, so she could hear everything that was going on.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was so. It was cute if you like mushy, cute movies.
Okay.
If you're like, why would you even do that?
Right.
Why what would make you be like, yeah, I'm gonna stay with you for 6 months in your bed?
Yeah, that seems like it's kind of predatory. Like, I am trying to get with you, so let me give a reason. Give a interesting scenario that I'll throw out.
Yeah, because
there
he was
if
trying
I
to
can
get with
make
her the
it.
whole time
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I mean,
if we
I
can make
believe
it
was the chase. So he was chasing her, but she was kind of chasing him at the same time.
Okay.
But it was like, I'm gonna chase you. You turn around and look, and I'm like pruning these shrubs or something. And then you chase me, and then I turn around and look, and you're tying your shoe.
You know what it's like? It's like that song. This is a Christmas song, though. Baby, it's cold outside. How it's like, I really must stay. Baby, it's cold outside. No, what I'm saying is this. I'm saying that,
opposite.
Listen, you don't get the premise of Baby, it's cold outside because you don't like Christmas songs. What it is that she really wants to stay. She really wants to be with the dude, but she's like, no, I got to go. I can't stay. My
So
mom
that's
will
not what
worry
everybody's
about
been
me.
saying the song is about.
That is what the song is about. If you listen to the song, because she's like, well, yes, I can stay. They make it sound more predatory than what it is, but the real thing is the chase. So it's him like, don't leave.
So
you
there's
can
a
stay.
thin line,
She
though.
wants to stay, but she's like, I need you to make me not look like a bad girl if I stay. So you keep talking me into staying, and then I'll act like I gave in, and then I'll stay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's it. If you listen to, hey,
Have you seen
people-
the music video for it? Because as she picks up her purse and puts her hat on, he snatches it all from her and sits it on the other side of him while he sits
Which
down.
video is this?
It's a music video for it. Not music video for it, but it's like it was in a movie, wasn't it?
I don't remember it being in a movie.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna
that it's
find
just
it later
the
on.
words of the song. But anyway, I digress. The thing is that it's the old-fashioned hunt and chase. Because old-fashioned women couldn't just stay at some guy's house. My mom is going to worry. My father will be pacing the floor. Everybody's going to be worried. Okay, maybe just a half a drink more. Okay, maybe just a cigarette more. Okay, maybe I'll stay a little bit longer. If you want to leave, you leave. But you're just like, I need you to give me a reason to stay. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. But anyway, I digress. It is against the popular opinion, I'm sure.
Regardless,
but,
it's a dumb movie. So, I mean, it's...
I'm trying to bring everything back to Christmas because you don't like to talk about Christmas.
No, it's fine.
So what are we calling this segment? Is this horrible movies, dumb movies, stupid movies? Like, what are we going to call this?
Well, this segment got a little longer than what I expected because I was just going to name off, like, dumb, whack movies. This one,
whack movies.
This one, whack. This one, whack. This one, whack. And then I was going to go into something else. But,
okay, sorry. All right,
but
we
can just talk about the whack movies. That's cool. Genie. Not.
So it was Mean Girls 2, Genie, The Family Plan, and Beautiful Disaster. Anything else?
No.
Okay. No, that's an interesting list. And you're saving people hours of time. So we thank you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, don't. Just, yeah. I mean, it might be entertaining, like, in the background at, like, something. Like, you're cleaning your house.
God, you're washing clothes.
Yeah, you hear it, but you don't have to see it.
You don't have to actually pay
like,
attention
if it's something,
to
you'd be like, oh, what was that? And you come in and look, and then you can just walk right away right after that. It's not that serious. So, yeah, that's what I had about that. Just whack, crazy, stupid movies.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yes. But go ahead. You can go next now.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to talk about Vegas, baby.
I'll come back to my other one later.
Okay. So, Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
So, Vegas was for what occasion, Sestra?
Is it Vegas or is it Vegas? I know people who said Vegas.
I don't know, but we're going to call it Vegas.
I feel like it's Vegas too because the the Spanish E is eh. Never mind, forget it.
Okay.
I overthink.
Can you tell us why we were in Vegas?
We were in Vegas to go see the Sphere. No, I'm just kidding. It was my birthday.
I was like, wait, what? Yes, we were in Vegas to celebrate my sister's birthday.
Yeah.
What?
I'm the big 100, guys.
Oh, my goodness. What?
I look good for my age.
So,
just kidding.
Vegas. I am going to name some of the things that we did. Anything you want to stop at?
And elaborate,
let me know.
Right.
First, the flight on Spirit Airlines.
Oh, there was duct tape on the plane. Literally, I took a picture of it. And then, it was on the engine that's attached to the wing.
Oh, yeah, the engine.
But then I was like, once we landed, I was like, hey, I won't go tell y'all earlier, but look, there's duct tape on the wing. I was like, thank you so much for not telling us.
Can I tell you all that the turbulence on that flight from VA to NV was one of the worst turbulence flights I've been on in my life. And I've flown a lot of places.
You know what I just thought about?
I've flown all over the world, and that was one of the worst. And I'm not blaming that on Spirit, first of all.
Wait.
It was horrific.
Wait. Well, you know what I just thought about? We hit a lot of turbulence for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Nothing ever dropped out of the ceiling to give us no air or nothing like that. Usually,
it's only if you have if you only have a loss of cabin pressure, just something dropped from the ceiling. Turbulence itself doesn't make that happen. So I had another flight where the turbulence was really bad, but I'm hoping that's not an effect of global warming. Where it was a sunny, beautiful day, barely clouds in the sky, and the turbulence had us bouncing in our seats.
No, Toby was out her seat.
Toby bounced out of her seat. Thankfully, we had seatbelts on.
Yes.
But it was shake, rattle, roll, left to the right.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I heard that a couple of times.
It was traumatic to the point that I was just holding on with both hands to the seat in front of me and saying the Lord's Prayer over and over and over and over.
And I was trying to go back to sleep.
And she was asleep. She was just like,
because my thing is, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
I know.
I don't have to see me go down.
But the point
I close my eyes and go to sleep. If it's the pilot's time to go, I guess it's my time too.
I guess it would be. You're right.
So,
we're all in it together.
I mean, my thing was, I was just like, okay, it's turbulence, and then it is what it is. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, but thankfully we made it through.
Yeah. He dropped down from 3,600 to 36,000
to 26,000, and that made it smooth. Where we were much smoother and were able to take the seatbelt sign off again and do what I think he did. Now maybe he didn't, because he might have said that it was better not to, just in case we ran into another patch.
Yeah.
But it was insanity. And he said he didn't think we were going to have any coming in for a landing. Yeah. So I was like, well, that's good. On the way back, no turbulence really at all. A little bumpy here and there, but nothing in comparison to what it was going. I mean, it was traumatic for me personally. Yeah. So on another note,
if you hear a dog barking, it's Chico.
Yeah, I doubt you will. But so anyway, we ended up getting there. We were staying at the MGM Grand Hotel, which was amazing. So that's where they had all the fights. That's where they had just everything.
They had the rodeo.
They had a rodeo convention in town. Before that, they had Formula Racing or something like that.
Racing was there, and they just taken down all of the the metal gates and everything that they had up
for Formula One racing. And so then we had, so we were staying in the MGM Grand. It was beautiful. Really enjoyed it. Very nice room. The things that we did while we were there, as she mentioned,
the second room was very nice because the first room had somebody in it. Yeah,
gosh, I forgot about that. So we had some adventures on this trip. So Toby and Dee, shout out Toby, walked into a room. I was, standing back a little bit. And as they were walking into the room that they gave us a key for, saying it was our room, lo and behold, what ended up happening is that there was
stuff everywhere. The ironing board was out. There was stuff on the ironing board. There
beer
was stuff
everywhere.
On the bed. There was beer bottles everywhere. Some of them were all the way drunk. Some of them were like halfway drank. There was stuff all on the floor. Clothes were everywhere. So I was like, there are people in here. And I closed the door.
She closed the door quickly.
Yeah, because I didn't know if somebody was going to, in the bed, was going to pop up and be like, what you doing in my room?
In our room? Or they could have been in the bathroom. We still don't know
we don't know.
So, so there was that. So then we had to go back to the front desk and tell them, hey, which was great because they did end up not giving us really an upgrade. We did have a view of the Sphere from our room, a little bit of the Strip, stuff like that. But also, we ended up being able to get $150 credit to the room for our troubles and all of that, which was, good that they did something.
Absolutely.
We were trying to get the presidential suite, but they laughed in our face and they just said, no, absolutely not.
You should have let me go up there and talk to them, tell them what I could have seen.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay. And so it ended up being that we did, so we saw the Sphere that she mentioned, which was weird and wild and wonderful.
Well, I mean, I liked it, but from the closer you are to it, you see all the pixels and stuff like that. But then when you do a video while you're standing that close to it, you don't see it.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then also from our room, we could see it, and you could just see everything. They had a Target advertisement on there. It was everything, They had the world. It looked like, we never saw it look like an eyeball. I at least didn't.
No,
I
didn't see the eyeball. I didn't see a basketball or anything.
Yeah,
like that. But they probably change it.
And it was like just cosmic looking stuff.
I feel like they have to change it monthly.
So and so then we ended up doing a gondola ride at the Venetian. So that was great. We ended up
the gondola ride, he did sing Happy Birthday to Me.
He sung Happy Birthday to You in Italian.
He also sung This Is a Man's World in Italian.
Awesome.
And
wonderful.
Then whatever that last
I don't know
Italian
what the other song was.
I don't know the words. I'm not going to pretend like I do know the words.
So exactly. So there you go. Then we ended up doing a zip line at the Link. So we did the zip line. Yeah. We did the high roller at the Link, which is the largest, big, like the London Eye Ferris wheel that they have. It's larger than the London Eye, actually. So we did that. We did something called Fly Vegas, which is where you would actually go through and
it was like simulation type thing where you sat in something that was like a dome, was like an IMAX theater type dome.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little dome.
It's it's not a whole dome. It's just like maybe a half moon.
And then while you're doing certain things, it's like you're a drone flying around everything.
So you sit down in these seats, and while you're sitting down in the seat, you have to strap yourself in. And what they do is they have a partition and you just go out.
Yeah,
and your feet are dangling and stuff like that, and you look down and you're just like, oh, I'm not at the same spot that I was just at.
And then it's like a robotic arm just swings you around and makes you feel like you're flying.
It's just following the helicopter that took all the videos.
that took all the videos and everything, which was pretty cool. We learned how to use the Deuce bus, which basically is an on and off bus, $8 a day, $20 for 3 days. Takes you to Fremont Street.
Does all that stuff. We learned not to get on the bus late night.
No, late at night. A lot of interesting characters.
A lot of mentally a lot of mentally disturbed people.
Yeah, and it was like, it's sad in a way because they're just trying to get out of the elements. It was cool. It's a desert at night, but at the same time, once you get to the end of the line, you have to get off the bus. And then you have to pay again to get back on the bus. If you paid individual fee, but like the $8 fee, you have a card that'll give you unlimited, so you either can do each ride is $2 or you could do unlimited. So I think a lot of them did $2 and then they had to go get $2 more in order to be able to ride all the way to the other end. And then you still have to get off and then go pay $2 more, So it's sad to, see that. We did Fremont Street and that was fun, hung out there because there's some characters out there.
Oh, absolutely. I've never seen so many people that look like they, I don't know if they were on drugs or if they're just not mentally there, but there was just, I guess, busking and trying to like dance and sing and stuff like that. And I'm just like, bro, you need to go put some clothes on somewhere.
Yeah,
Please.
there's that. Yeah. And then there are a lot of half naked people out there on Fremont Street. And also, I did like the guy who had all the fake people attached to him and he was dancing to like, Cardi B or whatever. So he was like, he looked like a hip hop guy who was doing, the poles were making him dance with a bunch of people. So that was pretty cool. But everybody is out there basically trying to hustle and singing, dancing, pasties on, like whatever it is, you just never know what you're going to get when you're there. We went to Madame Tussauds, and that was fun. So we did that. And then at the end of Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, which we saw Drake, Michael Jackson, Prince, Snoop Dogg, Tiffany Haddish, Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce. Missy Elliott, Beyonce. Yeah, so a whole bunch of different wax figures. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, a bunch of people. Then at the end, they added this new attraction, which is you get in this simulator again, and it's clowns, crazy, scary clowns coming at you, to the bar first, where you shoot at them, and that was kind of insane too. But it was fun. And D came in first place. With that.
I told you I was coming
cool.
for everybody.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, we did get the hangover cups too.
Yeah, so we got the inside there. They have a whole hangover scene. Right? It was right at it was before the end. Well, close to the end, but not quite. So because you saw Madame Tussauds after that, I feel like
Madame
we saw her
Tussauds
before that.
Before we went downstairs.
Oh, before we went downstairs. Okay, so anyway, what ends up happening is that you can actually go through this hangover piece where it's like Mike Tyson and Bradley like Cooper and all of those people. And so you go to this bar and they have hangover drinks. If you get a hangover drink, then you get a commemorative glass. So you can take that with you. So that was pretty cool. Then we had the Eiffel Tower. So we went up to the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
We did the roller coaster at New York, New York. Mm-hmm. We did the Stratosphere. The roller coaster was fun. And I thought
my head was going to bang side to side a lot more than what it did. It didn't.
It was more thrilling than I thought it was going to be for what you can see of the roller coaster. It looks like it's only like 30 seconds.
But it's like the whole hotel is built around the roller coaster.
Yeah, it's insane. So that was pretty cool. So we did the Stratosphere to top of the Strat, I think is what they call it. And we ended up going up there, which is like a Space Needle kind of situation. We ate tacos at Tacos El Gordo.
Yes.
Which is the best tacos in Vegas.
Delicious. I mean, but it reminds me of home too, because it reminds me of La Milpa here. So and so I was like,
so we were there 4 days.
We got the best down the street from us. Yeah.
We were there 4 days and we did a lot
of stuff.
Yeah. And the things we didn't get to do was we didn't get to do the Michael Jackson live show. Yeah. We didn't get to they had a senior frogs pass that we could have utilized. We didn't get to do that. We didn't get the buffet. We tried every buffet in Vegas. We really tried. And it was just, the lines were ridiculous. And it wasn't even that busy in Vegas.
It was not. I was walking down the street without really bobbing and weaving.
Yeah, it was not busy in Vegas. But when it comes to those buffets, people are in line for like 9 a.m. for a 2 p.m. buffet.
I feel like people that just like live in Vegas or Henderson, it's like, let's go to the Caesars
buffet. I would never
today.
go. I would never go if I lived there. You would never catch me at those buffets.
If they know, hey, we can go ahead and make a reservation for next week.
I guess that's the thing. That's the learning thing. If anything, if you're trying to go to a buffet, make sure that you make a reservation in advance, like 2-3 weeks in advance.
Where did we go to? What was the other place
we tried to go to the Ace buffet at the Palm.
Yeah.
And we thought we were going to get into that one until we saw the line for that. And we were like, no, that's not going to work. I mean, it went through a theater.
That's what I was saying. I was like, this is a line. And she was like, no, the line goes out and around
through the theater, back out. And we were like, forget that. And then for the one at Caesars, we were waiting, but it's like all reservations go through first.
And the reservation line got almost as long as the line for people waiting. So I was like,
so you were never going to be able to get in.
Or
if you did,
we hadn't eaten anything.
Yeah, we were trying to hold out for lunch at 3, but then the buffet line just got out of control. It was hundreds of people in the buffet
I don't think there was nobody on the Strip because everybody was in Caesars
and the Palm and everywhere else. So but anyway, so that is Vegas in a nutshell. Really fun. We had a great time. Did a little bit of gambling. Oh, and I didn't get to see the Jabberwockies. That was the other thing.
Yeah, and
they were in our hotel, but I just didn't have the energy. Like, the time zone differences there. So you have the 3 hours difference. So a 9:30 show was actually a 12:30 a.m. show.
Oh, yeah.
It just was going to not work for me. But we walked by the Jabberwockies.
No, I'm saying we could have walked by them without their mask on and we didn't even know it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you would never know.
Because nobody knows what they look like. Well, I don't know what they look like, but I've
seen them before. I've seen, but I wouldn't recognize them on the street in Vegas or anything. But I've seen them without their mask on before. But you're right. It's hard to be able
and
to tell.
The show was pretty cheap too. It was like $30, $39, $40, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it was 40 something, maybe something like that. Yeah, I don't think, or maybe 60 something. I don't know.
I don't think it was 60.
You don't think so? Yeah, I don't think it was too bad. And I've been wanting to see them, but I just couldn't fit it in this time. So next time. That'll be what I'll do for Vegas. So anyway, that is Las Vegas in a nutshell. I do recommend, there's an app that I downloaded that I highly recommend because it gives you a pass to do a lot of things for one price. It's called Go City. And it's for various cities throughout the country, but you just put in what city you're in and download that app, and then it will actually tell you what passes. So a lot of the things that I mentioned.
Oh, it was the app. I thought you went to Groupon.
I went to Groupon to purchase the discounted rate of all the attractions, but you still have to download it to the app. So I think it's normally $139. I think Groupon gave it per person. Groupon gave it to me for like $129 or $123 or something. So I got a little bit of a discount. And then you have to use that to sign on to the app. And then that's how you get all of it. But they have some for Amsterdam, Bangkok, Barcelona, Chicago, Dublin, Dubai, London, Los Angeles, Miami, New Orleans. So it's like New York, all these places. You can almost get to see all these different attractions at one price.
You can make that for Richmond too.
I guess you could, really. I guess whoever the creators of this are. But that really helped because I would say of most of the things that I just named, the Fly Vegas, High Roller, Zip Line, the
Zip Line, the Ferris wheel.
The Eiffel Tower, the roller coaster, all of those things, Top of the Strat, all of those were on that app, and I didn't have to pay the individual prices
because they were $40 a piece.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Happy birthday to you. So,
God bless
but anyway, so what do you have next, sis?
Okay, so I want to talk about, because I just talked about those whack movies.
Yeah.
I want to talk about one of the movies that I think is really good, and you can watch it to this day, and it still reigns like supreme.
Okay.
And this is The Associate. Do you remember The Associate?
I don't remember The Associate.
The Associate is with Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh.
So, The Associate with Whoopi Goldberg. She is like the top person in her firm. In her marketing firm or whatever. Okay. And it's like her and her partner is a white dude, and everybody knows this guy. So it's them two against each other, and they're trying to get to this promotion. And the guy's like, his name is Frank. He just knew, he was just like telling Whoopi, he was like, "Hey Laurel, you know you got it. I think you're doing a great job. You know you got this in the bag." Come to find out, no, he went behind her back.
Oh, Tim Daly plays Frank.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I can go over the...
No, I just was trying... You were like, it's a white guy. I was like, who is the guy? But Tim Daly, From Wings.
Yeah, from Wings. That's right. But he ends up swooping in and smoozing some
takes
people.
Her promotion.
And takes her promotion. He said that they went to he took the people to a strip club. Mm-hmm. You know, and she's the only deals are female. Made. She was only female, and it's like, I don't know, 8:00 at night. And then he was like, oh, it was 3 a.m. Then I got them to sign off on everything, told the partner. So they had a meeting at like 8:00 in the morning, and she gets there late. She's like, why am I not in the meeting? And yeah, it just ends up being a whole thing. Sorry.
Okay, got it.
Ends up being a whole thing.
So she misses it, and then what's the premise after that?
She doesn't get the promotion. But let me say who the people are in the movie first. Okay, so you got Whoopi Goldberg as Laurel. Mm-hmm. You have Diane Weiss as Sally, and everybody knows her. She's such a sweet little lady. Her. She probably is the meanest lady in the world, but she plays a sweet lady on TV.
She always does. She was in a lot of the Woody Allen movies too, and stuff like that with Mia Farrow or with Diane Keaton and stuff. Yeah.
You got Eli Wallach as Fallon, who is the boss of Laurel and Frank. Tim Daly's Frank. You have BB Newworth as Camille, Austin Pendleton as Aesop. Was it?
I never knew his name, but I'm looking at his face now, and I'm like, he's
I
been
know,
in a bunch of stuff. Always plays a weird, quirky person. Typically.
Lainey Kazan plays Cindy Mason. I'm trying to think of who. George Martin plays Manchester. So I mean, there's some people on here that you've seen before. Oh, it's that guy from that thing. No, seriously, the guy from the
Which
actual
person are you talking
documentary.
about?
This guy right here, I can't say his name. Zeldig.
Oh yeah.
I
don't know. We mess up names often, so let's.
But no, he was in that documentary.
Which documentary?
The guy in that movie or the guy in that thing.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
That's the name of it.
I was confused. It was like, who's on first? What's on first? Who? Yeah, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
So what ends up happening is she's now like, okay, so you got this promotion. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you know what? Forget it. I quit. You just stole that from up under me. And he was just, after he got the promotion, then he started to like change. Like he was riding on her coattails all the way, making sure she did all the work. He got the credit for it, all in the end. Gosh. So from there, she's like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to start my own business because it's because of my smarts and my intelligence that I can go ahead and it will take me far. And the guy's like, nah, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works in real life.
So what happened? She's trying everywhere, trying. Mm-hmm. She can't get anything anywhere. And then the assistant, who is Sally comes to visit her at home. Knock, knock, Laurel, hey, just checking on you, see how you doing. Laurel is thinking, oh, Frank sent her over here to spy on me. Mm-hmm. See how I'm doing. So she's like, oh my God, the phone's ringing off the hook. Can't you hear it? This is going on. And then Sally's like, okay, are you going to get the phone? So she gets the phone, ends up getting turned down for something. Mm. And actually, she doesn't get the phone. Sally picks up the phone. Okay. And tries to be like her secretary. And ends up being, Whoopi ends up getting turned down for some other job. And then after that, Sally says something, I can't remember what it was, but it was something to like the fact of like, you gotta be it's a boys club or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, and then Laurel had the idea, I can just add a name to my name. So now we got a whole company, me and this random person. So it was Cuddy and Ayers. Okay. So Laurel Ayers and Richard Cuddy. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And Richard Cuddy. Richard Cuddy is the imaginary person that she made up. Yes. And then a lot of things happen in this. But as soon as she becomes...
She had to be a man.
Yeah, but she's not even the man. She hasn't showed up. She had to create... Yeah, she had to have this whole fictitious person. Yeah. And then she's going to the meetings and she's saying all this stuff. And then they're like, I think we're going to wait till we hear from Cuddy. And she's like, oh, no, this is Cuddy's idea. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. And because it's not her idea, they don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. So... there she just keeps on like making money. Now the guy Aesop, he comes to her, his company is like bankrupt and he's just like, I don't know what to do. I have this big sale going on for my company, and the company is nothing. It's bankrupt. I'm just trying to get something. I will be lucky if I can break even from a sale. And she's like, oh, I can help you. Mm-hmm. What does she do? She gets with him, starts walking around with him places. Yeah. That people are taking pictures, and then it ends up coming up that Cuddy was going to take part in buying his business because they saw her with him. Mm-hmm. And Laurel also uses people to her advantage. So while she's like trying on different clothes, she's like talking to some lady who is also at the boutique, and she's like, look, this is off the record, okay?
Oh, so she's she's like insider trading.
Yeah. It's like, this is off the record, but this is what Cuddy is trying to do. Mm-hmm. Blah, blah. Whole time she's not trying to do none of that. She's just trying to make sure this man gets his money.
Right.
Which is a sweet thing. Mm-hmm. So I think that this is good. I think that it's a great movie. It even stands to the time of this point in time, like of how life is, like,
and how women still are underpaid,
undervalued. The glass ceiling is still there.
Exactly. All these years later, because I think that came out in like 96.
Yeah. It was 96. Mm-hmm. That it came out. So that's what I had. The Associate. Go watch it. Oh, I forgot what was on. What was it on? It's on Hulu.
Okay. Got it.
Definitely go ahead and watch it. It's a movie that it's old, but it doesn't look like it's that old.
Okay, so it's like, like you said, it stands the test of time.
Yeah. I mean, like, even, like, so I can watch Home Alone, and I feel like it doesn't look like it's like super old.
Right,
Until you see the cars.
Yeah, the cars.
You see the phone that has like a long antenna.
Yeah, if you end up seeing, shoulder pads and stuff. But they're coming back. So
that's true. That is true. All right, so that's what I have. What do you have?
All right,
next?
last thing. I have Grammy salute to 50 years of hip hop.
Hey.
So, this is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. You can't close out the year without at least talking about
That's true.
50 years of hip hop. And so they had a Grammy salute to that. And so basically there were some people who decided, you know what, I'm not going to participate. The reason why is because people had their own reasons. So one of those people was MC Hammer, who said, you know what, I'm not going to participate because of the fact that when I was in my prime, everybody treated me like I was a sellout. I, was just trying to, do X, Y, and Z. I was, he had his cereal. He had his action figure. He had his cartoon. He had everything. And so therefore they were like, no, you like.
He was a crossover artist that nobody else had done that before.
Right. He was the first crossover artist for hip hop to all genres. And yet everybody treated him like he was a sellout. So he was like, why would I go and be around people who back in the day would treat me like they didn't even want to be around me? So therefore he was like, nope, I'm good. Then you also had KRS-One, who was like, no, I'm not going to do it because the Grammys never acknowledged or recognized hip hop. So therefore, if you're not going to recognize hip hop until,
it's
of
been
all
around
these
for
years.
50 years.
No, it's not that, because Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince were the first group to get a hip hop award. So it's been around since them. They got acknowledged, but it was like you didn't go when the legends of hip hop were coming up. We weren't getting any level of recognition. And then even when you put them on the ballot, it was like reluctantly, and it was way after it should have been. So, he was like, don't throw me a bone now kind of scenario. So he didn't want to participate. But a lot of people did. So that was what I was going to talk about, is some of the different segments and who some of the artists were. So it was about a 2-hour special. I personally really enjoyed it. It's on Paramount Plus if you want to check it out. But you had the ladies first segment that started off with Spinderella as the DJ. You had Queen Latifah. You had Moni Love. You had MC Sharrock. You had Roxanne Shante, JJ Fad, Supersonic.
Okay.
Okay, you had MC Light. We can cha-cha-cha to this Mardi Gras. Okay. And then you had Remy Ma. You had Lotto. So they did like old school, and then they mixed it with a little bit of new. Very little bit of new.
But it was probably songs that they had sampled from.
Yeah.
So
Put It on the Floor. I don't know what that song is.
It's probably that she might have sampled it from somebody.
And then they did a finale of You and I-T-Y. That's when
I don't know.
Yeah, so then they did Hip Hop South. So then that was Jeezy, T.I., Bun B, who was doing the International Players Anthem because Andre 3000 also didn't show up. So he was like, yeah, I choose you, baby. So he did his part in that. You had Glorilla, you had 3 6 Mafia, Jermaine Dupri, Bootsy Badass, and Uncle Luke. So you had Boozy. Oh, sorry, Boozy.
Boozy. You said Bootsy.
I know, I said it wrong.
Yeah, Boozy.
I don't know these people.
Now C.
Boozy.
Yeah, Boozy.
But you're making it sound like it's C-E-E. It's S-I-E. C.
Yeah, but
okay.
That's
anyway,
how it's pronounced because he's country. They call me badass.
I don't care. I really don't care. I don't know this guy. I've seen him before, but I don't know his music. I don't know these people.
You do know his music, I think. I'm gonna play it for you after that.
I know he sings "Wipe Me Down." Yeah. Wipe me down.
Yeah.
That's
just
what he's saying on there.
New York City, hook up with P. Diddy, about to blow fast.
We don't talk about P. Diddy anymore. All right. True. So anyway, then you have Public Enemy. So they did "Don't Believe the Hype," "Fight the Power," and "Bring the Noise." You had for the West Coast, you had Warren G. You had Lady of Rage, which was interesting to me because I thought she was Virginia, but I digress. You had YG. You had Tigga. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Tigga.
Okay.
Yeah. Tigga in the basement.
Look, Rack City. That's all I know.
Oh, that was Tyga. I thought you were talking about Big Tigger.
Oh, no, not Big Tigger.
That's
Tyga. See, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Tyga. Roddy Ricch. You had DJ Quick. Yo-Yo. You can't play with my yo-yo. Cypress Hill. Jump around. Jump around.
Cypress Hill did not
Wait,
do
hold
jump.
on. No.
Cypress Hill did Insane in the Membrane.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. I Could Just Kill a Man. Oh, yeah. That's the one. All right. Too Short. Blow the Whistle. Oh, yeah. And then E40. And then... yeah. So then you had International, which was Akon and Styles P.
Okay, yeah.
And so you had Black Bones, and then Akon and Yeezy did Soul Survivor. Okay. So then you had, for lyrics, you had Black Thought, Rakim of Eric B. Well, Rakim. Yeah. Eric B. and Rakim, which My Melody and Ain't No Joke. You had Black Thought with Freestyle on the Flex, and then Big Daddy Kane with Raw. Then you had the Club Bangers, which was 2 Chainz, Gunna, Coi Leray, Nelly, yeah, okay, Rick Ross, Hustlin', and then Chance the Rapper featuring 2 Chainz with No Problem. Then the closing was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince with A Brand New Funk, Get Jiggy With It, Welcome to Miami, and then literally singing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song, and then Summertime. So everybody, I didn't know if people would be like feeling that or not, but yeah, people were feeling it. And then the other thing is that they had De La Soul, they had Arrested Development.
Oh, word. Okay.
They had it was all these different segments that were in there that were just really, really cool that I really, really liked. And so Queen Latifah performed twice. I think Common performed twice. Okay. So, it was just a lot of great Black Sheep. I'm looking at Arrested Development, Battle Cat. I don't even know who that is. You had D Nice on the ones and twos.
My name is D Nice.
Diggable Planets.
Digital Planets?
Diggable.
Oh, Diggable Planets?
Planets. Mm-hmm.
Digital Underground is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. But yeah, so they had a lot of, LL Cool J was one of the hosts. They had different people, doing that. Mustard, I don't know who that is.
DJ Mustard.
The Far Side. Questlove was in there. He's a producer. So that is it in a nutshell.
I love it.
It was a really good show. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend, if you enjoy hip hop, there will be elements of it that you will be very happy that you saw. Okay. And some of it could surprise you in regards to just seeing, even as I was watching it, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this song. That's the part. So even if you know who the artists are, you're like, oh, I wonder what they're going to sing. Like for me, Big Daddy Kane coming out and singing Raw, I was like,
You didn't think he was going to sing Raw?
I just felt like...
Well, you wanted him to be, what was it, Ain't No Half Stepping?
Yeah, I just feel like I'm the B-I-G, D-A-double D-Y-K, Andy, I'm good and plenty. All of that would have been better for me. But, and Raw is what he is known for. So, And then Rakim, I just always love to see him whenever he shows up anywhere. So... but anyway, it was a nice night.
So Wu-Tang wasn't there?
Wu-Tang wasn't there.
Wu-Tang
not a one Wu-Tang person. So I don't know. And they said, you can't invite everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody didn't say yes.
I feel like you can invite everybody because everybody's not going to say yes.
Yeah, well, you could. That's true. But I think that it's people, a lot of this is people who were last minute. Like Nelly decided at the last minute, I'll perform. So it was one of those things too, just because you were invited didn't mean that everybody necessarily thought you were going to be performing. So, but anywho, and then there's egos. So there's that. But all right, everybody, that is it for this week's episode of Sestra-Tainment. Have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.